Egypt and the classical world cross-cultural encounters in antiquity. The creation of new cultural codes, the Ptolemaic queens and their syncretic processes with Isis, Hathor, and Aphrodite. Cleopatra Seventh. 3 further finds worth noting in the context of the diminutive pylon might shed some light on the existence of very small or even miniature forms in an architectural context. First, a pylon-shaped block of sandstone was found among the stones used in the Christian period to fill in the north doorway of the enclosure wall of the Temple of Hibis in the Karga oasis. Its counterpart was discovered in the northwest corner of the corridor formed around the temple by this wall. The blocks are 95 to 100 centimeters long and 66 to 67.5 centimeters high. As with a temple pylon, the outer ends and the front slope inward. On each face was a pair of slots for wooden flagstaffs. Herbert Winlock calculated that they probably formed the front of a temple-shaped shrine about 2.25 meters wide, with the interior chamber measuring 1.3 by 1.3 meters. Based on the taper of the pylon ends, Winlock estimated that it would have been only 90 centimeters high, but the shrine probably stood on a pedestal, which could also have been inscribed. No inscription that would reveal its date, purpose, or dedicator was found. The block's original location is uncertain, but Winlock opined that they possibly came from hypostyle hall. Second, a quartzite base of a wooden naos, once part of a sanctuary in Heliopolis, attests to a pylon-shaped facade that is now lost, but the indentation on the base's upper face shows the outlines of a pylon. This object, originally excavated by Joseph Hekakian in 1851, was once misunderstood as the base for an obelisk, but the temple-shaped shrine found in the Temple of Hibis illuminates its original purpose. Third, 2 altars in the forms of pylon towers were erected under Ptolemy IV in the Temple of Montu at Tod. Each is inscribed with hymns and stands around 1.35 meters high, so that offerings could easily be placed on them. The small pylon found underwater in Alexandria is, however, too large for an altar and does not seem to fit into the context of a naos, so the interpretation of it as belonging to a small temple is preferable. According to Orion, Alexander the Great himself founded a temple for Isis in Alexandria, but its exact location is not attested. Whether this temple is identical to the Isis sanctuary discussed above or was the one in which the priestly synods met at least twice, as attested in the Alexandria Decree 243 BC, and in Philensis 2186 BC, is also unclear. Judith Mackenzie, in her seminal work on Alexandria, expressed the view that the Isis temple, already founded in the Ptolemaic period, was probably the Egyptian one depicted on Roman coins minted in Alexandria. These coins date to the reigns of Trajan. Add 98-117, and Hadrian add 117-38, and show a pylon that corresponds in its architectural form to an Egyptian temple entrance. This could suggest that it was built from the start in Egyptian style. On the roof of the gate between the two pylon towers appears a figure of Isis. These coins could possibly be linked to the small Egyptian pylon found underwater, which could have once belonged to a temple of Isis of rather small dimensions. This small Isis temple must have been different from the one in which the priestly synods reportedly met, because they could have assembled only in a larger compound.